Good news, Merrick Garland's Justice Department and Christopher Wray's FBI, they're finally really cracking down on domestic terrorism, and it's about time. Oh, no, no, no. It's not Antifa. No, no, no. And it's not the pro-abortion enthusiasts who have been firebombing pregnancy crisis centers without any investigation. No, no. I'm talking about you. You're the terrorist because you're a mom or a dad and you might be concerned about the direction of your child's government run school. Maybe you even attended a school board meeting and emotionally voiced your opposition to the direction that your elected officials are taking. How dare you? You're like Al Qaeda. I'm only overstating the way this Justice Department looks at you. Let's bring in our friend Nicole Solis. She's the senior fellow in Education Freedom Center, Independent Women's Forum. You're a terrorist, Nicole. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, well, I took some time out of my terrorism to be here. I got to get back to it fast. Yeah, I just can't believe what they did to parents, and now that the reports are coming out, it's a little scarier than I thought. I read in the report from the Judiciary Committee and the Selective Committee on the Weaponization of Government, which I can't even believe we need a committee for that. That
Hmm.
they opened up like 25 guardian assessments. That's what they called him to look into parents. How Orwellian is that? I mean, these are really freedom assessments. They're assessing on whether you're going to keep your freedom to advocate for your kids at school board meetings. It's really just like peak embarrassment for the country. I just can't believe that this happened.
Yeah, it truly is. And also what seems to be revealed through whistleblowers' testimony and also through Freedom of Information Act information that there's this sort of pipeline between the Biden White House and this organization that represented school board members nationally, where it was actually the Biden administration prior to the Justice Department's interest who actually started this and initiated this conversation, planting the seed. Hey, if you send a letter to Merrick Garland, he'll probably do something about it.
Oh yeah, and these are people who could not more gleefully accept the role of deputizing themselves to act as snitchers on their political opponents with the force of the highest level of law enforcement in the country. And right here in Rhode Island, the Rhode Island affiliate of the NSBA, it's the Rhode Island Association of School Committees. We had our executive director call the U.S. Attorney's Office in Rhode Island and say, "Oh, I'm ready to help out." That we found an email from him saying he just couldn't wait to report on parents and work for the FBI. So these are people who have no moral compass, no ethics, no spine. They are ready to ruin the lives of innocent moms and dads who just want
Yeah.
to know what's going on in their kids' education.
Well, and I'm thrilled that House Republicans are actually trying to expose all of this and hopefully, at the very least, publicly shame the individuals. But I think this has got to be, in some ways, illegal activity because this is the intimidation of an American citizen exercising their First Amendment right. There's nothing more American than going to a school board meeting and confronting your elected officials on issues that you disagree with. And there never was any terrorist acts. There never was any actual violence or anything that to speak of that I'm aware of.
No, there wasn't. There were no threats of violence. I mean, you want to talk about terrorism? We have like 230 terrorists that were arrested at the northern border. There's real terrorism that we should be fighting. And I also read in the report that they were targeting parents who I don't even think they went to a school board meeting. They were just writing on Facebook that they were opposing mask mandates, that they wanted to organize Moms of Liberty chapters to come to school board meetings. So, I mean, they're really just like this Facebook Bureau of investigation. I mean, it's so embarrassing that like actual sad excuses for men and women went to that DOJ office every day and we're just looking at Facebook posts of parents like me.
See, the problem is they were called themselves liberty. You know, if they use the word liberty, that's a red flag. They should say things like, a day of outrage, that sort of thing, or throw in some intersectionality phrase, and then they'll be able to get through scot free. There's another aspect of this, Nicole, that I'm hoping that we can expose, and that is who these school board members are, how they become school board members, where they come from, and who influences them. Because I think, I mean, despite the horrific specter of the Justice Department coming down on individual citizens and using the law to intimidate them, the root of the problem is who ends up getting on these school boards and how they get there.
Well, I can tell you that my school board, which by the way publicly threatened to sue me because I asked for the curriculum and other public records request information, my school board voted, or my community voted on a teacher union member, the assistant executive director of the teachers union. So we tend to think of the school boards and teachers unions and all these organizations as separate entities, but they're all one. They all work together. You get on the school board, and the school board members themselves get indoctrinated because the NSBA training materials that they offer on, how to do your job as a school board member, they offer model policies that you can pass as a school board member. They're all entrenched with the teachers union, which we know is a radical political group now that supports BLM. They support gender theory to kids in kindergarten. So the people that are getting voted on, they may start out believing that they can make a difference in their school community, but they quickly realize that they are just there to act as an arm of the teachers union and other radical political organizations.
And somewhere along the line, there's this contempt that is bred amongst them, contempt for the parents, for the voters, for the citizens that they actually represent, that they are the problem, they are the enemy. That's why you see these school board meetings set up in such a way where parents only get 1 minute to voice their opinion, and they're ignored, they're shouted down, they're gavelled out. And that's when emotions start to flare up. And that's when we saw these incidents that suddenly became literally federal crimes.
That's right. They create an adversarial parent because, at least in my case, they threatened to sue me. Then the teachers union sued me. I had no idea that I would be treated like an adversary right away. The public school, you think you have all these rights when you go in, but really you go in and they're asking you to submit to their political agenda in public school. And if you challenge that, they will let you know right away that you are now their enemy, and they
Yeah.
hold your children hostage, and that's why parents have a difficult time speaking out about this because they're afraid that their children will get the brunt of it from, politicized teachers or other school board members or staff in school.
I am curious in your mind, and I know you're doing work at the Education Freedom Center at Independent Women's Forum. Education freedom can come in lots of different flavors. I know that school choice is a big part of this, but I actually do still believe in the idea of public schools and the community actually having some say in how our children are raised. But do we need to reinvent that paradigm? Do we have to sort of rethink the entire structure and the entire model so that the parents and the taxpayers can be back in the key position as the most important stakeholder?
I think school choice, and all of the options that you have with school choice, because it's not just about going to a different school. You can homeschool, you can have micro schools. Um, School choice will help redeem public school, even if you think it's irredeemable, because it's going to create competition. It will create new demand. And that competition will help public schools say, oh, hey, maybe we have to get all this politicization out of school if we don't want to keep losing students to other schools that share values with parents. Oh, maybe we should involve parents in education because we see that all the parents leaving our school want to be involved and they're treated like decent human beings. So people tend to, people who oppose school choice tend to think that, oh, you're just going to defund public school, which is just a myth. Once public school has competition, they will improve because their existence will depend on improving.
It's moms like you and the other moms over there at Independent Women's Forum who are doing the hard work right now, laying the groundwork, and you're going to save this country. So I know you've had quite a journey. We've talked before, and I appreciate you not backing down and staying in this fight. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much, Larry.
And it's great talking with you. We'll continue to check in with Nicole Solis. And if you mom, you dad, you're ready to get activated, if you're ready to be a part of that solution, you should check out Independent Women's Forum, Independent Women's Network, because they've got the tools for you to be a part of it as well. We fully endorse them. There's more to come on O'Connor tonight. You're watching Salem News Channel.